Miss Chancellor's96 here with another video review, this time of Green Lantern Movie Masters Build-A-Figure Collect and Connect Parallax. So here you go. So this is the review that you guys, and myself included, have been waiting for over 7 months. Yes, at least for me, I have been building this guy for 7 months. The first Green Lantern Movie Masters figure that I got that had a parallax piece in it was the Rotlop fan. I bought him early on eBay, like April 20th, 23rd, something around there. And it is now, let's see here, it is, yeah, it's November 28th, if I'm not mistaken. I might post this 28th or 29th, I'm not sure. But when I'm filming this is November 28th, which is over 7 months. Really just crazy how long it took to build this guy. But hey, they did it. It started worrying me when they stopped bringing the figures out in stores, and the only places that you can get them out were online. I started getting a little worried, but hey, it worked out fine. So, let's go over this guy. Now, before, there's just the first thing I wanted to address before I go into showing you which pieces came with which characters and stuff is his chest. I just want to get this over with so I can fix it really fast. But his chest was very strange because you don't buy a figure, you just buy this toy, and the toy will come with the parallax head, the parallax neck, the parallax upper torso, and this little Green Lantern dude. So yeah, so you buy that whole thing, and it doesn't come with a figure, it just comes with those pieces for him. And what's strange, which is weird, this comes separated when you get it in package, is here, it's not that easy to remove, but I already removed it so I can show you really fast. He's got like the skeleton ribs in his body. Don't understand that. None of the other parts of him are removable to like where you can see his insides. I really don't even understand it. The little Green Lantern, the little Hal Jordan, I mean, he can fit in it, but you can't close it with him in it. So, I'm a little confused at what that's for. If they were gonna do a gimmick and then decided not to, or if I really just don't know what that whole thing's about. Maybe it's just because this is a little translucent, so you can see my finger, so maybe they're just trying to make it translucent, but it actually being there. I really don't understand that, but hey, that's cool. It certainly doesn't hurt the figure, and it just, the little chest piece in front of it just snaps in as easy as that, and then there you go. So you can kind of see the outline of the ribs, but they could have totally done the outline of the ribs without actually molding the ribs in. So don't know what that's about. Maybe it's just some kind of gimmick, some kind of playability, or just to really just go over the top. I don't know, but that was just an interesting thing that I really wanted to show you because I didn't really understand it. So now that we're off of that, now that I was able to plug that back in, let's just take a little overview of this. I know there are toys around him. He's so big that I had to put him somewhere. Let's see if we can totally see him all. There you go. Here he all is. He's just really massive. A fantastic looking figure. So yeah, so there you go. So now he consists of many different parts from many different of the figures released in the Movie Masters toy line. I'll go over him. His arms, I'm not quite sure who they came from because they're all the same. At least most of the arms are the same, so I'm just gonna randomly pick it. So this arm came with Rotlop fan. Let's see if we can get it better. Rotlop fan's arm, Tomar Ray's arm, Hal Jordan's arm, and then in the back here, this little arm, that came with Naki Loy. So very cool. The arm, the beginning of this arm came with Sinestro, or Sinestro, however you say his name, and then the rest of the arm came with Gladys Zed, and the little Green Lantern Hal Jordan figure came with the parallax piece himself. And then when you go down here to the legs, we have Hector Hammond, the leg that he came with. On the back there we have Corona's leg, and then here we have Morno's leg, or how I'm not quite sure how you say his name, but yeah. So there. Oh, and then the torso, the lower waist or the crotch, whatever you want to call it. This piece, connect piece, came with Azamat Cole. Yep, yeah, Azamat Cole. And then the whole body, head, neck, and everything, that all just came alone with no figure, just by itself. So there you go. So, really fantastic. When collectors first saw this guy, they were really disappointed, and that's me too. I was disappointed when I first saw him. I really just didn't like it very much. I thought it wasn't that movie accurate, and I was bummed out. And even when I saw it, I even decided that I wasn't going to build him. But after a while of taking more looks at him and really just getting to see him a lot more, I really started to like him a lot. And now I was totally fine buying him. Very excited to buy him when I could. So overall, he's really great. He's got some good articulation. These arms, he has 4 of these arms. They all have the same articulation. They have a ball hinge shoulder with a swivel upper bicep, and then a wire in here that allows you to bend it. I will say though, on some of them, they're really stiff. The upper torso, not upper torso, but upper bicep swivel, that's really stiff. Only 2 of the 4 of the arms that I have actually swivel there. I really just don't want to break them or make them loose, so I'm not really pushing the issue. But yeah, that's just how it is. As far as this arm right here, his shoulder is a ball hinge with a swivel bicep, same thing, and a wire in here. So that's the same articulation, even though it's a different type of arm. The neck can go up this far and down, and then it can swivel like this. You can't get his head to like look this way. That's one thing. I would have liked it just because he's so big that you really could do some good articulation there, but that's okay. The legs are all the same, even though they're different pieces. Well, 2 of them are the same, 1 of them's different. The thighs, well actually, they are different. So this, sorry, you can't even see it. This leg and the leg in the back here, they have a ball hinge thigh, and then they have a ball hinge just at like the knee point. This one has the ball hinge and a swivel, and then it has the ball hinge at the knee joint. You can display him 2 different ways. This kind of like standing up kind of way, which I have him in right now. Or what you could do is you can just bend these all flat, so they're all on the ground, so like these become his legs, and then there's like little things coming off the end of him, kind of like an octopus. I did show that in my previous video where I just showed you for like 10 seconds, just showed you Parallax. You can go check that out if you want to see how that looks. One thing that's really a bummer with this figure, they couldn't have done it without making him look bad, though, I will say, is stability. He's got these weird legs. They're very hard to get stable. You have to do a lot of posing with them, and they're like, there's these weird faces on each of his feet, which are strange, because why would he have the faces and walking on the faces? It doesn't really, although it looks good, it's a little weird, and it makes it very hard for him to stand. So if you get like a messed up leg or something, it could really just bring your whole figure down. If like one of your legs doesn't plug in properly or something, then he would just be toppling over and everything. So if you get good strong joints in every single leg, then he'll stay up pretty well, and hopefully there's no tumbling down on your shelf when you're not home, you know? That's always been my fear, and so far it hasn't happened. So far he's very stable, at least for me. What's cool about his whole neck piece, his neck piece reminds me a lot of the movie Galactus from Fantastic Four 2. It's kind of like this big round thing at the end here, and then when his head's off, it's like this kind of like mouth there that kind of looks like Galactus, just that big cloud from the movie. And let's see if I can get you a view of it. But he's actually got like a layered mouth, which is really cool. So let's see, I think you can probably see it like there. Hold on, let me adjust some things. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. But in his mouth, there is like a second mouth in there, which is attached to the neck, and it really looks cool. It's totally unnecessary, but they just did it. They just kind of layered the mouth to make him look kind of more 3D-ish and really look good. He is kind of his waist is bended, so it's kind of like this. It's kind of cool. Really hope that it doesn't like break. I doubt it will, but it's just such a big figure that there are worries. What's neat is there's this like little mouth coming out of his like shoulder. That's kind of neat. Got some cool spikes and everything. Great detailing, and he's got this like mouth right next to his head. It just looks a little weird. It kind of looks like a port for another arm, but when you get up close, you kind of realize what it is. If they just painted that in a darker like black, kind of like they painted his face, that would look much better, and you'd really actually know what it is, because it does look like a port to fit something in, yeah. All of his hands have the little face, the little monster with the 2 little monsters on it. this whole thing that they did here, I thought was really quite genius. I'm a big fan of this. They have like the arm that's like a monster hand here, and his leg plugs in here, so he's like kind of escaping, escaping parallax. It's like he's flying. They did a really great job with that. They really did. He looks awesome. You know, he's very small, but he does have some good detailing on it. He doesn't look like Ryan Reynolds at all, but that's totally understandable. You can't expect a little figure like that to look like the actual actor. But this guy, he's big. On the package it states that he's 14 inches, and because there's so many different variations of how you can pose the legs, he'll be different lengths depending on how you pose him. This is the way that I keep him on my shelf, and this way he is about 17 inches tall, which is extremely big. As you can see him with these two huge figures from Marvel Universe, he's very big. He's taller than the Sentinel and just a little shorter than Galactus. So that's awesome. And even with a big figure from his own toy line, from the Movie Masters, like Kilowog. Kilowog is a huge, like 9-inch figure. I think that's how tall he is. And he barely comes up to half of his crotch, you know. So this guy is one huge figure. Really is big. I'll give you a look with some others just because it's kind of neat to do the size comparison. Let's see here. Who do I have? Even Corona, that huge, tall figure who is Parallax. Oh, look at that. He doesn't even come into the frame. He's all the way down here. So, he is huge, really huge. And, of course, gotta pose him with Hal Jordan. Obviously, he's not big enough to be in movie accuracy, but he's not bad. With the 3 3/4 inch figures, he's a bit better in movie accuracy, but really, movie accuracy is this. And they give you a little toy so that you have one that's accurate in size. So that's really nice that they do that. But it's just crazy how big this guy is. Really fantastic. You need to buy 11 figures to complete him. Which is a lot. Normally Build-A-Figure is 8, and sometimes the biggest Build-A-Figure you need 10 figures to do. This guy's 11. He's quite big. All the figures, when you buy everything and you complete your Parallax, you will end up with Parallax and then little toy collection. And then you will end up with all these figures. Sorry, they're not spaced evenly, but that's because I keep Parallax up there. You end up with Hector Hammond, Corona, Morona, how do you say his name? Isaac Cole. Oh, sorry, you don't end up with this guy. Sinestro, Hal Jordan, Rotlop Fan, Nike Loy, Gladys Zed, and Tomar Ray. So yeah, so you end up with quite a few figures there. Very nice. And here's the first version. This was the 3 3/4 inch version that they released. Really just horrible. Now knowing that what Parallax actually looks like, this looks like a weird alien's head. Doesn't look movie accurate at all. These weird tentacles don't have any faces on them. They're just really horrible. This is just a big bug. Highly do not recommend that one. So definitely don't get that one. Really not worth it anymore. He's got the cool gimmick like this, but other than that, he's not worth it at all. So now with the Parallax, it's hard to like recommend this guy because either you're gonna buy him or you're not, because by now if you don't have any of the pieces for him, then just it's gonna be very expensive and very hard to collect them all, especially since only the first 4 figures have ever hit retail. I did hear of one person commented on my page that they found Sinestro, but that was it. So if you're really lucky, you can find 5 of these characters in stores. And so then you have another, 6 figures that you have to buy online, which does get pricey, especially having to pay with shipping and everything. So overall, he's very expensive. If you have I'd say if you have 6 of the figures, go ahead and buy the other 5 however you have to and complete him. But if you have any less than that and you're not too interested in Parallax, it's going to be pricey and just it's not going to be worth it for a lot of you, I think. But if you are planning on collecting him, you're getting the whole Parallax and the Morona figure shipped over, and you're excited to build it, you will not be disappointed. He's very nice. Other than the stability and a little bit of worrying that, you know, the legs are going to snap because he's so heavy or something, other than that, he'll be fine. I know that his legs won't snap, but there's just that little fear that's just, it's not fun. So yeah, but he looks great. A fantastic addition to your Green Lantern Movie Masters collection, and really just a fantastic piece. This face sculpt is probably one of the best face sculpts I've ever seen. When I first saw the picture of this guy, his face was unpainted, so that really got me worried, but the final version does have the face painted. It's great. It's different shades of yellow meshed in with this dark brown that almost looks black in some places, and then the yellow eyes that have like some kind of ridging on the ends. It's hard to see it like this, but it does have some ridging. The great teeth, and then even his head has a little bit of red splashing to the top of it. Just a really beautiful face sculpt, and overall it's great. The colors don't consist 100%. You know, obviously he's all different versions of yellow, but I would have liked them to do some darker shading with the arms like this, but they didn't do it. I would like this more spray, it almost looks like spray paint shading on him some more, so that's really the only complaint. The stability on the legs and the spray painting on some of his arms. But other than that, he is really a pretty fantastic Build-A-Figure, a huge Build-A-Figure, and a Build-A-Figure that I've been wanting to collect and connect for so long. So very happy to have it. Highly recommend it if you have enough pieces that you can really put them together. You can buy him on eBay, but I imagine that there's nobody on eBay that has him complete right now, but I imagine when people start putting him on, he'll go for quite a bit. I'm guessing $60, $70, possibly $80, and could be higher, could be lower than that, but that's just my little guess. I think it's going to be around there, because it's a very big, hard to get Build-A-Figure, because a lot of the pieces weren't released at retail, and there's so many pieces that it can really get expensive buying him, but he is well worth it if you have some pieces that you're getting shipped and you need to buy one more. Go for it. You won't be disappointed. He's very cool. He's a great kind of finishing piece to your collection. So right now I have every Movie Masters figure other than Abin Sur and the repainted Hal Jordan. Really have no interest in the repainted Hal Jordan. Abin Sur, I'll buy him on a really decent sale. But other than that, I'm pretty complete with my Movie Masters figures and my 3 3/4 inch, because I really hate those guys. But this is a well worth it Parallax. Totally, like 1,000,000 times better than the original Parallax that they released for the 3 3/4 inch line. And really a fantastic Build-A-Figure to have in your collection. He really looks great. He steals the show because he's so big and he's got these crazy arms. It really, you get your attention is drawn to him immediately. So a really great eye catcher for your toy collection. Very awesome. Build him if you want to, and you won't be disappointed. So there you go. Yeah, and oh, sorry, I forgot to mention all the detail in his arms. Over the times that I've been reviewing the actual figures, I have shown you the individual detail on all of these, so if you want that, go to my reviews of the characters to get more of an in-detail look of all of the detail on each individual piece, but all very detailed very nicely, and a fantastic figure to have in your collection. There you go. Thanks for watching.